Welcome to another episode of Muscle in the Morning, brought to you by Iron Mag Labs, the most hardcore bodybuilding supplements on the market. I'm your host, Dave Palumbo, and I'm here to bring you all the latest news in the world of bodybuilding and fitness. It's Monday, October 13th, 2014, and on today's show, IFBB Nordic Pro recap, Mike Johnson 3 weeks out from the Phoenix Europa Pro, Lloyd Dollar heading to the desert, Ashton Eaton working with Neil Hill, and Dana Linn Bailey's Michael Jackson Thriller. All that and much, much more only on Muscle in the Morning. The IFBB Nordic Pro took place this past weekend in Lahti, Finland. The show featured both men's bodybuilding and pro bikini and gave fans the chance to check out some unfamiliar names with incredible physiques. In the end, it was an enormous-looking Ruli Winkler edging out a surging Steve Kuklo for the title. Since his disappointing showing at the Mr. Olympia, Winkler has continually improved with every contest throughout the European Tour, and he managed to capture the supreme level of conditioning we all expected from him by the Prague Pro. While this victory in Finland hardly showcased the best Winkler we've seen to date, he was just too massive and too overwhelming for the rest of the lineup. In the pro bikini division, it was Texas beauty Tawny Eubanks who captured the win and the automatic 2015 Olympia qualification. This victory caps off a very strong year for Eubanks, who finished the 2014 contest season with 3 contest wins and an 8th place finish at the Olympia to her credit. Mike Johnson looks ready for action just under 3 weeks out from making his 2014 debut at the IFBB Phoenix Europa Pro. Johnson earned his pro card at the 2011 Canadian Nationals, where he captured both the super heavyweight and overall titles. After taking the entire 2012 contest season off, Johnson made his pro debut at last year's New York Pro, but he didn't make much of a splash. However, Johnson's ability to get super lean and his added size, small waist, and big flaring quads might be enough to carry him past some of the bigger names and help him crack the top 10 for the first time in his career. When asked what he thought his chances were in Phoenix, Johnson said, quote, "I'm more relaxed this prep, and I'm confident that I'll once again display a better Mike Johnson on stage than last time. That being said, I'm pretty fatigued most of the time, and I am on low motivation. I have no idea who else is competing, so I'm not really thinking of anyone but myself and what I need to do. I like it this way best." Mike Johnson isn't the only name not being discussed heading into the IFBB Phoenix Pro. IFBB Pro Lloyd Dollar has announced that he'll be taking his talents to the desert as well, in an attempt to gain some momentum as the 2014 contest season comes to a close. After capturing his pro card at the 2012 NPC Nationals, Dollar has struggled to hit his mark on an IFBB stage. In 2 performances this year at the Orlando Europa and the Tampa Pro, Dollar showed up soft, flat, and out of contention for a top 5 placing. Despite the rough ride so far in 2014, Dollar doesn't appear to be discouraged and has vowed to come into Phoenix looking bigger and more shredded while maintaining his signature small waist. When asked what improvements we can expect to see from him during his final appearance on stage in 2014, Dollar said, quote, "The biggest improvement to expect in Phoenix is better conditioning with the added new size. I put all my focus on conditioning for this prep, and the size, luckily, didn't go anywhere." NPC bodybuilder Ashton Eaton is 6 weeks out from stepping on stage at the NPC Nationals, which is set to take place in Miami, Florida, later in November. We haven't seen the former NPC Collegiate National Champion since he last stepped on stage at the 2012 NPC National Championships. But since then, he's managed to team up with Neil Hill, the trainer behind the success of 3-time 212 Mr. Olympia, Flex Lewis. Eaton is currently sitting close to 226 pounds, and he might come into this year's contest as a heavyweight. And if he can manage to capture some of the force behind the man they call Yoda, perhaps the headlines following the show in Miami will read, "The Year of Ashton." When asked what we can expect to see from him on stage in Miami, Eaton said, quote, "I suppose the most noticeable difference we will see this year is in my size and fullness. I have competed the last several years as a light heavyweight. I will be a heavyweight this year. I have never been this big before, and I plan on bettering the condition I had as a light heavyweight. I'm looking forward to this show. I would like to thank Athletic Factor Gym, Neil Hill, and my training partner Flex Lewis for all their support." And finally, what do you do if you're an international sensation, business mogul, and former Miss Olympia champion coming off a countrywide Porsche tour when you finally arrive back home? Well, you celebrate with a little impromptu dance from Thriller, of course. Check out this video of the always enigmatic Dana Linn Bailey enjoying the fruits of finally being back home in her gym. And as always, be sure to stay tuned to Muscle in the Morning for all the latest news, gossip, and updates in the world of bodybuilding. And that does it for yet another edition of Muscle in the Morning, brought to you by Iron Mag Labs, the most hardcore bodybuilding supplements on the market. Check out ironmaglabs.com today. And for full quotes and Muscle in the Morning bonus features, join Muscle in the Morning's official Facebook page. I'm your host, Dave Palumbo, reminding you to always be true to your passions. And remember to follow us on Twitter and Facebook.